Hey guys, Coach here. So as you can see, number one has hit all three targets. It went from $4, it went from $3 to $2 to $1, so that you could have made $30 on that trade, still have 37 minutes left, walk away from it. You could, depending upon how many contracts you're holding, you could say, nope, it's way down there. I'm going to let it run for another 37 minutes. And that 90-cent extra you make in 37 minutes could be $90, right? It could be $9. So everybody's going to play a little bit different. But when you first start off, it's hit all three targets, boom, boom, boom. You close it out, you're done with it. Now, this one's hit target one. We went from $5 to $4. That could be $1, $10, again, $100. I cannot stress this enough that when someone says I turned $100 into $10,000, how? Like, what's the process? How long did it take? What was my leverage? Like, this here's a one-to-one deal, right? You're trying to get to a one-to-one leverage. So you put up 50, you make 50, you lose 50. Or you put up 50 and you make 30 or you lose 30. Or you put up 50 and you make 20 or lose 20. That's the mindset I'm going to try to teach you. So, and everybody's different. Can't stress it enough. So for the signals, we're 2-0 today. And so if you were brand new and you're just thinking, wow, I went 2-0, 3-0, it doesn't make any difference what you're trading. If you can go, 50 and 12, what's your risk reward? There's no way you cannot make money. But I don't want to just tell you that. I want to show you that, and I want it to be in your handwriting. And I'm going to say, here's how we do it. So 2-0 today, great Monday start. We typically do between 3 and I would say 8 of these in a 4-hour session. But as you can see, I'm doing a lot of this. So what you're watching, you're either watching it in the information channel over on Slack, and it may or may not help you. Most of the people in this group, except for one, they've already been with me long enough and they know the process. So this is kind of like refresher stuff for them, continuing education, so to speak. But if you're brand new, you can kind of see where do the numbers come from? How many does he really win? What's a win equal? What's a loss equal? How do we do the math? And why we do it. Probably most importantly is why do you do it that way? I do it that way to build what's called probabilistic thinking or a probabilistic mindset using probabilistic numbers. In other words, a calculator. If I do this and that does that, then what's my next move? It's like playing chess, right? So you get in, I think it's going down. I've been right 2 out of 2 times. How far is it going down? I've been right 2 out of 2 times. Has it hit target 1? 2 out of 2 times. Has it hit target 2? 1 out of 2 times. Number one's hit. This one's got 30 more cent. Now we can say, okay, it went from 5 down to, or 51 down to 41 down to 31. So now we put another check mark. So in my mind, in the next 34 minutes, that it's almost there. It needs 40 cent because the number is 21 that I'm looking for. Now it's at 24. As soon as it does that, I'm done again, and now I'm looking for the next one. So my theory is it's better to make 5 fast pennies than 1 slow nickel. I read that in a book about a man named Ralph Keltner that started Food Town. Well, it started Keltner's Grocery, then Food Town. Now we know it as Food Line. But his philosophy was it's better to make 5 fast pennies than 1 slow nickel. And that's what we do. I want you to make $50 a day or $100 a day or whatever your goal is. I want you to hit that number, and I don't want you to change your mindset. The only thing I want you to change is come in here and change that from 1 to 10 to 20 to 25 to 30 to 35, and you can get up to about 70 contracts, which is average of where you would be if you played up to 7 contracts. You could be the type of player that just says, I'm going to trade 4 contracts, or here it would be 40, and my goal is to make $500 a day. And I'm not going to do any more, although my account balance says I could trade 10 contracts or 20 or 30 or something crazy. But we don't know where you're at until we can get here and start to kind of peel it back and take a look. I'm looking at my timer. I'm out of time again. Thank goodness for 5-minute timers for you, right? I'll see you again. Peace.